This is a message from a future you from 1 year from now. Maybe it's a guidance that you have been asking for, a sign that you've been asking for. In this reading, you will find out what's the advice for you for the upcoming year. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thanks for joining me once again. So I want you guys to choose one group, one symbol that you are seeing. So whichever you feel the most drawn towards intuitively, that is going to be your reading, your group. And all the timestamps are in the description box, so I want you guys to choose a group, choose a symbol, look for your timestamp, click on it, and then I'll see you in your reading. And without further ado, I'm going to start with the group number 1. Hi, group 1, you guys chose this symbol and this is your reading. Let's find out what the future you want you, the current you, the one that is watching this video to know. What is the advice, how your life looks like, but mostly what does the future you want you to hear at this very moment. Communicate with us, Spirit, let us know what the future version of group 1 wants them to hear about, wants them to know. So I'll pull a couple of cards and then we will talk about it. Page of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So the first message I'm getting is to stop trying to do everything at once, to focus on one thing, especially what brings you joy or what you're passionate about, to focus on finding your passion or passion in whatever you do. So if there's a certain project or certain task that you're doing, try to do it with the most fun that you can. Or perhaps if you want to build a business, if you want to achieve some big goal, remember to do what brings you the most joy. So do it in the way that brings the most fun and be more present in the moment and be more passionate about it. I'm also getting a message with a King of Wands in reverse to not try to do everything at once because you're going to burn out. The King of Wands in reverse could be representing promising too much and not delivering. So your future self is telling you to focus rather on one thing at a time and not try to overpromise. Find joy in your path, in the current moment, in the journey that you are walking on. I see with the 5 of Pentacles that when the things are going to get tough, your future self is telling you that you are going to get through it. However, remember to try to ask for help and don't think that you have to do everything on your own alone. Your future self is saying that when you get burned out, you have to step away to find inspiration and motivation again. I see with the Ace of Cups that your future self doesn't want you to focus so much on love, or at least not be desperate about love. I feel like that could be a message for those of you that are single and right now are feeling like you really need to find someone. I feel like this could be a positive message here for you guys that a year from now you will have a lot of love in your life, so there's no need to waste your time on worrying about that area of your life. Your future self wants you to practice positive affirmations and love yourself and appreciate yourself more. And with this Ace of Cups, I'm seeing that your future self wants you to find love in your everyday, to look at things from a little bit different perspective through a lens of love. In your relationships and your connections, to be more delicate maybe, to try to understand other people's perspectives and why they said the things that they say or why they act the way they act. I feel like this kind of way of looking at things will help you understand other people more and yourself more, and will give you more space to be yourself and to not let other people's beliefs affect your belief, your confidence, and the way that you look at life. Once you start looking at everything and everyone through a lens, let's say, of love, you can see why some people might be mean, why some people might be rude. You understand that just like you, people tend to have a bad day. And 90% of people, or if not more, don't realize how much their actions affect other people's life. Most of the time, when people say something to you that might catch you off guard, they don't even realize that they did it. So later on, when you're sitting and you are all in your mind, all in your head about what happened that day, why this person acted so rude towards you, and you think that it's something that you did or it's something that you said, it's the way that you acted that made them say something like that. But most of the time, it's not that. Most of the time, it's just this person either having a bad day or reflecting something that is bothering them in themselves. So when you start looking at people and seeing your experience, all the challenges and obstacles that you're facing through an understanding eye, non-judgmental eye, I believe that life gets easier. And I think that this is the biggest lesson that you will be learning throughout this year. And your future self, the self from 1 year from now, wants to remind you of this. Even though if someone is, let's say, hating on you or someone is mean to you, it doesn't mean that you have to be the same way. You're going to lower your own vibrations by that, and by just simply blessing this person, just saying, you know what, okay, I don't want to get into this argument with you, or okay, I understand your beliefs, I understand what you say, but I see it differently. And I'm not saying that you have to agree to everything that other people say, but you don't always have to argue to get your point across. Try to understand where this person comes from, where does this belief that they have, whatever they're saying to you, where does it come from? It might be coming from a trauma, it might be coming from their childhood, the way that they were programmed, basically. And no one is perfect, but of course other people's beliefs and whatever they say might affect us on a huge level. And I feel like for you, group 1, that also might be the case. You might be quite prone to listening to everyone's opinions and taking it to your heart. And I feel like the future self, your future self, want you to get away from it a little bit, to step away from that, to change with the hangman, to change your belief systems a little bit, to know that you have the key to unlock this chain that is put upon you, whatever obstacle or challenge or limiting mindset it is. You have the key to free yourself. And I think it's about the fact that everything is in your mind. That the key here is a mindset change. The hangman is about letting go of things that don't serve us, of people that don't serve us, of the beliefs that just no longer work for us. There might be some sacrifices that you will have to make along your way to maybe get to the point where you want to get in 2023. And it's okay. You have to let go of some things. You might not know what it is right now, but you certainly will throughout the year. And your future self doesn't want you to hang on them, to stick to them just because it's familiar, just because you've been maybe working hard on it, on that relationship, on that career, in that job. Your future self wants you to let go of the things that no longer serve you, and you will know what it is throughout the year. If you want to have something different in your life, you have to, most of the time, get rid of your current lifestyle, of the story that you kept on telling to yourself. Look, the card that fell out. Forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. If, or when actually, when there will be a time throughout this year to let go of the past version of yourself, it is definitely the time to do it. It's time for you to level up and change the story that you kept on writing in that book. Maybe it's not about the book, it's not about the new chapter, it's about starting a whole new book. Forget who you are. We also have nonsense. It's time to talk sense. And I do want to read what it says in the guidebooks for these two cards, and I'm going to start with the nonsense card. So it's 28. So this card says, backing down at the moment of truth, running from a confrontation, allowing someone to intimidate you, an inability to find the courage within, fear of punishment, loss of voice, believing you cannot be brave without being aggressive. And let's see what is the advice for you here. All right. Sometimes, like Alice, you're going to surprise yourself with your courage. When someone is being aggressive and threatening, you will need to stand up to them and speak to them in a very firm and strong manner, much as Alice does to the Queen, who is overly fond of abusing her power, threatening nearly everybody, and relating to people in one way only, overbearance. If this is taking place with a person or situation within your life, you need to call that someone out on their bad behavior. Like Alice, you don't need to say very much or criticize the person, argue with them, or even point out what they are doing. You simply need to be firm, clear, and direct and cut through all that nonsense that is taking place. If you do this, you will silence them and they can do you no harm. They will be surprised that someone is expressing their personal power and pointing out their silliness, that you will be quite safe. Others will be grateful, and in time they will too stand up for themselves. Even though you may not be as powerful as this other person, your inner courage, when expressed, makes you an amazing person who can change the world with a simple refusal to tolerate bad behavior for one moment longer. Your future self wants you to stand up to that bully, stand up for yourself, know your worth and know your value, know what you bring to the table. Do not let someone treat you like BS, let's just say. That's also the energy of the King of Wands in reverse, because King of Wands in reverse could be quite aggressive. And let's see with a 41 what it says. Forget who you are, this card. Alright, you're discovering what can happen when you rely less on conditioning, memory, and civilization, and more on heart, receptivity in nature. New friendships, connections, gentleness, and joy will be yours. So let's read what it says. You are amidst a new experience, one in which you have no idea of who you are anymore. Paradoxically, this apparent loss of self is a beautiful gift. The loss of memory of the self, the absence of the conditioning that defines us, means that we can approach new people and situations with an innocence and freshness. This is an opportunity to connect from the heart. So it is with Alice when she enters the looking glass forest with magical powers. All who enter forget who they are. Thus, not knowing he ought to be frightened of a human, a fawn approaches Alice. She responds with an incredible fondness for the fawn, and they meet in a simple affection, connection, and friendship. When we forget what we have been taught to fear or hate, it brings the opportunity for a whole series of beautiful relationships to blossom. This is the situation you find yourself in now, or you will find yourself in. Forget what you tell yourself you are, forget what others have said you ought to be, forget the enmity, the avoidance, the fear we live with far too often. Forget you have been taught to be. Instead, reawaken the innocence of the soul. Unknow thyself. Accept the mystery of you. Within that open space, within that forest, where we all are returned to our ancient, most natural self, we can all be one again. Wow. I'm getting this message of giving yourself a chance, even though you are newbie at something, even though you don't have the experience, even though you don't feel like you are at the right place. I feel like there will be a situation in your life during this year where you're going to be given a great opportunity, but your limiting self-belief might cause some trouble here. Or basically you might sabotage yourself. You might stand on your own way. And the future self, your future self, is telling you to pretend, to give yourself a chance to show yourself from a different perspective or show yourself in a totally new way. Even though, as I said, you might not feel very comfortable in it, even though you might feel like imposter, even though you might feel like you just have no idea what you're doing and why are you placed in the place where you are right now? Why are you placed in this position? Your future self wants you to know that you have to push yourself through that. Get outside of your comfort zone, look at yourself from a different perspective, and know that you deserve this big opportunity. There's a reason why it's going to come into your life. You just have to have enough self-confidence to jump onto the wagon. I feel like a lot of beautiful things are going to come from these amazing opportunities that are coming your way, and you shouldn't be standing on your own way just because you feel like there are people that are way better than you at something, or the fact that you're telling yourself the same story. And let yourself to play a different role in life when the opportunity comes. I hope this made sense. Okay, let's see what else we have for you guys. The message from the future self. All right, so we have thread thoughtfully. I'm gonna pull one more. Oh, we have discovering the truth. You stand in the light of truth. So let's take a look at these two cards for you guys. All right, so when the path becomes narrow, success will ensue if you go slowly and carefully. The traveler takes one step at a time, deliberately and cautiously. No detail of the path is overlooked. Keep your focus on the steps ahead. Do not get ahead of yourself. That's the King of Wands reverse energy, as I told you. Don't try to do everything at once. Be more focused on where you're going, on your goals, on whatever you want to achieve. Be more mindful and more connected to the present moment, more connected to your work. Okay, so keep your focus on the steps ahead. Do not get ahead of yourself. Breathe, relax. You'll be able to achieve what others have not if you take the time to consider carefully all options and move forward with deliberate care. Do not make any quick decisions. Think things through. Tread carefully. If you rush into anything, there are potential difficulties. Keep very focused and don't allow yourself to get distracted. Your project will succeed if you go slowly. The relationship will grow, but don't be in a hurry. Let it all emerge in its own time. Be thoughtful in all areas of your life. Listen to the wisdom that arises from your soul, even if those around you don't agree. Trust your Trust your instincts. I'm laughing because this is just summing up everything that I was trying at least to tell you guys at the beginning of this reading. You can listen to what other people got to say to you, but you don't have to act accordingly to what they want or how they see your path. Be yourself, whatever the situation, and respond from the authentic place inside. Be starkly honest with yourself. Speak your truth. Live your truth. Walk your talk. Listen to your inner guidance and follow it. You radiate the energy of truth to others so that they can find their truth. If you are facing a decision and your mind says one thing and your heart says another, follow the dictates of the heart and you will be on the right path. If you get a nudge to speak to someone or go in a particular direction, don't hesitate. Follow this guidance. On your journey, others may indicate what path you should take and why. You can listen to their you can listen to their advice. However, if your heart indicates another way, follow that. There's a place inside of yourself that always knows the truth. Take time to be still to discover that genuine place of knowing within. Often the hardest thing about living your truth is discovering what it is, so it's important to slow down, be quiet, and listen to the whispers of your soul. If there's an area of your life in which you're not being authentic or where you're not in integrity with your values, this is a time to make some changes. Let go of it with the Hangman. Wow, I love that. Okay, I hope you guys are learning something from these powerful messages that the Spirit is serving us today. And I'm shuffling the cards to see what are the most important ones for you for the year ahead. The upcoming important months. October. So during the month of October, there's something significant happening and the Spirit wants you to pay attention to it. Perhaps it could be connected with everything that I was saying or one of the things that I was saying throughout this reading about discovering your truth, about letting go of something, about being kinder to yourself and kinder to other people, about forgetting who you are, allowing yourself to play a different role in life. We also have December, and I'll pull one more. Pay attention. November, so the last 3 months of the year. October, November, December. These are the most important months for you. Group 1, thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you got until this point, I want you to leave a key emoji in the comment section to let me and everyone else who got until the end of this reading know that, well, you've watched the entire reading, which means that you really resonated with it, and to just let me know that you got until the end. So thank you so much for watching this. If you guys would like me to do a personal reading for you, you can find personal sessions with me on my website. The link to it is in the description box. But other than that, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet. If you enjoyed this reading, it really helps me out a lot to grow my channel. Thank you guys again so much, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this motivated you, inspired you, or helped you out somehow. So thanks again and have an amazing rest of the day. Bye. Hi, group 2, you guys chose this symbol. And this is going to be your reading. So let's find out what the future you from exactly 1 year from now want you to know, want you to hear. What is the message that the future you is going to give you in order to help you? So I'm going to pull a few cards before I'm going to speak. But the first, we have 3 of Pentacles, which is a card of your job, of your work, of the place where you work. We have 2 of Pentacles reversed. And we also have 7 of Wands. Ooh, okay, so really strong message coming through about your current employment. Your future self might be saying that it's not your path, that you shouldn't be trying to defend that position as much as you are right now. Something about being stubborn and something about being in a comfort zone, about you wanting to progress in life, in your career, by being kind of comfortable with the place where you are right now. However, not loving your career, not loving your work situation. I see that your future self is giving you advice to decide what you want to do, especially in your career, at your job, in your work. Because if you're not going to do that, the future will decide for you. The decisions will be made for you. I see with the 2 of Pentacles that it's about dropping some things, because you can't keep on trying to make everything work together, flow together. It's impossible as there's too much chaos in it. Stress might be a thing as well. This also could be poor financial management and a lot of mistakes that you can make because you're not focusing on one thing. You're trying to split your focus onto two different areas. And I still feel like these two different areas are still about your career or your job. You're splitting your attention into too many places. And your future self from a year from now is saying that you gotta give something up. And I think it has to do with your career, with your job, maybe with even working with people, if we can get even into more details with the Three of Pentacles, because this is a card of teamwork. I feel like for a lot of you, it's a strong message about giving up on your current job if it doesn't bring you satisfaction, if it's not something that you want to do long term, if the environment is toxic, or if you just prefer to work on your own. Try focusing more on that rather than splitting your energy into many different areas, into, oh, I want to be freelancer, but at the same time, I still want to have that comfy position in my corporate job. So I know that life is not that easy, that we maybe want to have that business on our own, be a freelancer, just work on our own. And we can't just, most of us can't just make it happen from, starting from tomorrow, full time. You do have to eventually get there. You will eventually get there, but you have to work your way through it. So I am aware that obviously it's not that easy, but your future self is giving you hints about which direction to go. And I think for most of you, this is about changing your career path, changing your work environment, or even becoming a freelancer, doing something on your own, because you're just focusing on one career path or one project, one idea, one goal, because you're splitting your attention into too many different platforms. That's how it feels, or areas, fields. Seven of Wands reversed. It's time to give up on something that you've been maybe trying to make work for so long. I feel like you've been defending someone or something, or an idea of someone, or maybe your idea, for a really long time, even though you either didn't see results or you saw poor results. Your future self wants you to reevaluate some things with the Two of Pentacles instead of trying to make everything work at the same time. I feel like this is a very similar message to group 1. So if you were drawn to group 1 as well, maybe you should watch that one as well. I was actually recording group 1 yesterday, so I don't exactly remember what was there, but I think something about splitting your energy into too many different areas as well. So let's see what else we have for group 2. Your future self. What does the future self want them to know? So we have the Strength card. This is about believing in yourself, believing, with the Ace of Wands, believing in your abilities. Your future self want you to be more confident in your skills, in your creative skills, especially in your creativity and your passion with the Ace of Wands, and what you are actually really good at. I feel like you guys don't see that you are way better than most of the people. Maybe not way better than most of the people in that certain, area, or that certain industry. Let's just say that you are a painter, or you want to become a painter, and you're really good at it, but then you compare yourself to people that have been painting their entire lives, or the people that are extremely successful at painting, and you're comparing your work into their work, and you're seeing yourself not being as good, and it's stopping you, and your confidence level is going down. But the thing is, you're so much better than most of the people around you, or than literally everyone around you. You have a great skill. And I see that obviously it's not painting for everyone, but with the Ace of Wands, that is something that you are passionate about. That is something that, this is like a creative endeavor. a spark, an inspiration, something that you also enjoy doing. And I feel like it's all tying up with your career, with your interests, with your career path. I think your future self is telling you that you can do this full time. You just have to believe in yourself more. You have to practice that skill more, but especially with the strength card in reverse, you have to take yourself more seriously. Because I see with the strength in reverse that you are doubting this skill that you have. Whatever you're good at, you are doubting it a lot. Your self-confidence has to increase. You have to know your self-worth in order to make this maybe your dream career or your dream life. I think that the future you from 1 year from now has already been through a lot of these ups and downs. With the strength card in reverse, the future you have already built a better or a stronger strength of character, of mind, of heart, and soul. Your future self from a year from now already built this unshakable, confident inner strength and want to give you the advice to start earlier or to believe in yourself more, to not doubt your abilities because you're really great at that skill, at that Ace of Wands thing. Let's see what else I'm gonna pull for you guys. So what is the advice that the future self of group 2 want to give right now to group 2? What is the advice? Okay, 6 of Cups reversed. So this is about the past. This is also about childhood programming and trauma. And with this card being in reverse, I see that your future self is saying that it's time for you to release the person that you've been painting yourself as from your childhood, starting from your childhood. You've been seeing yourself in a certain light since you were growing up. This could be, for example, someone in your childhood might have said that, oh, she's so shy or he's so shy. And from that day onward, you were believing that, well, I'm just a shy person. This is affecting your confidence right now and your belief in yourself and belief in your self-power and self-worth. I see that your future self is saying that you have to drop these limiting beliefs that you've been growing with since childhood. Leave the past in the past. Even though it's really hard to do, it's time to go on this self-exploration journey and be kinder to yourself with a Queen of Cups. Start loving yourself more and go on a journey of discovering or connecting with your own emotions, with your own feelings, understanding yourself and being kinder to yourself, connecting with your feminine energy more, being as kind and gentle to yourself as you would be if you were a mother or a father to a child, or maybe you are already mother, father, you already have a child, and the way that you care for that child's emotions and feelings and just overall well-being, you have to start acting and treating yourself that way as well. Again, this is very connected to the group number 1's message. They were getting very similar messages, so maybe you guys could watch that too. But the 6 of Cups, yeah, it's something in the past, from the past that we're very connected to. And I see with the 6 of Cups, another message that's coming through in general is leave the past in the past. That's your current advice for literally right now. Whatever you're hanging on to that is connected to your past in a negative way, like it's slowing you down, and I feel like you guys know that it is. It's a way of being, it's someone from your past, or it's just a negative belief that you have about yourself. It's time to release it. Let's see what is the message from Alice in Wonderland Oracle deck for you. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a lot of cards. Alright, so we have two. We have shine bright like a candle. You will make it through it. So whatever you're going through right now, your future self is telling you it's okay. You will make it through it. And you're going to shine even brighter after this experience, whatever experience you're having right now. We also have mortality. Life is brave, beautiful, and bright, and yours to live. So this card is always telling me that you have your whole life ahead of you and you have a lot of time to achieve whatever you want to achieve in life, become the best version of yourself, but you have to keep on improving. And here are some of the hints and advice for you from your future self. So let's read first of all the shine bright like a candle card. You are changing and all about you seems unfamiliar. You're changing so much that you may be wondering if you will make it through this change. You may, like Alice, be thinking that if things keep going the way they are, that you could go out like a candle and end altogether. But Alice does not cease to exist simply because she is an unpredictable situation, and nor will you. You have a bright and glorious light within you that will shine through all the changes in your life. Through every opportunity and perfect decision, it will shine despite the mistakes and hurts you may experience. The brightness within you is eternal and cannot be put out so easily. So despite the times when you fear the darkness lies ahead, know that the guiding light you seek is inside of you. When you receive this card, know that no matter how difficult or strange things seem to be, and no matter how much your life is altering, that you are a bright and shining soul, and you will continue to shine for a long time to come. Yes, you may wonder what will become of you, but do not torture yourself with unnecessary worries or contemplate disasters. It is natural to feel a little anxious and to prepare for the worst, but trust this card. Your light has a long time yet to shine in this world. It will only grow brighter as your soul continues its marvelous journey through a wonderland of existence. So, since I pulled this card in reversed, it says that in reversed it means the refusal to wonder about the next stages of your life or what will happen next. Sureness that nothing at all will ever change. No interest in life beyond the immediate and material. But the message from your future self is that everything will be okay, even though you might be going right now through an unfamiliar path or change, a challenging transition. Everything will be okay and you have time to make it all work. And with the 42, I feel like it's going to be a very similar message because, as I said, it's a card of just knowing that you have more time, at least to me. So let's see what it says in the guidebook. First of all, I pulled it in reverse, so let's see what it says in reversed. The belief that this life has less value than other possible lives, wasting time procrastinating or stagnating, waiting for a haven. Believing life is more a curse than a blessing, a burden to be carried, refusing to believe in your own mortality, denial of death's presence within life, living as though life is forever. So it's one of those 5 or 6 sentences because doesn't have to be your thoughts. Like every single sentence doesn't have to be exactly your thoughts, but I feel like you probably picked from these 5 sentences something that clicked with you. So let's see what is the message here. Life is a strange thing where we can go out in just a moment. None of us know how long we have, and no matter what we believe or tell ourselves, we're all mortal in this form. This lifetime is just one brave bright jewel. Alice denies it, but it is the truth. We're all mortal and we all pass. We must know this so we can hold on to the precious gift that is this existence. When this card comes, it does not mean you are about to pass. It is not a card of death, but a reminder of the beauty and the fragility of this existence. It urges all to take this life and make it as beautiful and meaningful and as full of adventures as we can. Too many of us live as if this life is a burden awaiting another lifetime or a haven which will save us from the difficulties and challenges of being mortal. Instead of living as if there is forever or a place to go to, or as if other lifetimes or existence in the afterlife will be better. Live like this life is all you have. Live like this is the very best you can ever experience. Live like this is the greatest blessing, the most treasured gift you could have ever been given. Life like this life is heaven. And your very existence is a miracle of creation, because we can and we will go out like a candle someday. And when that takes place, the only true measure of a soul is what we did here with the priceless gift of human life. Your future self is reminding you to live life to the fullest every day. Do not procrastinate things, to say what's on your mind and take what is yours. To me, this card says that just because you're not at the point where you want to be right now doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that. But you do have to take action. You do have to take action towards the goals, towards your dreams, towards that success that you imagine for yourself. And you have to stay consistent with it. But do not give up on the vision of it, on the idea of that perfect life, because you can have it. You have so much time ahead of you. A lot of things are temporary. Just like this card was saying, even our life is temporary. But things in life, the challenges, the struggles that we are experiencing in life, but also the success and victories, they're all temporary. Everything is going to pass one day. So whenever, or even right now, if you're struggling with something, just know that it will pass. It will get better eventually. Let's see what we have from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck for you. Message from the future self of group 2. What does the future self want group 2 to know? The future self of group 2. What does the future self of group 2 want the current self of group 2 to know? So we have passion and pleasure, savor your life. Your future self wants you to have more fun, to allow life to be fun. It doesn't have to be all serious, even though we were talking about quite serious things right now. But it's not all about being serious. Life is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy life and your journey. Find joy in the moment, no matter what is occurring in your life. If you simply focus on what is splendid, wonderful, and pleasurable in the moment, everything improves. Live deliciously, love often, and live fully. Fill your life with the people, experiences, and places that give you delight and joy. Let go of those people and things that don't appreciate or empower you. Give yourself permission to be happy. Aww, this is so sweet. And then we have this card. Reflect and redirect your energy. Turning back isn't necessarily a failure. Sometimes it's the wisest thing you can do. Wow, that's like 7 of Wands energy here. In reverse, giving up on something even though you really wanted to have it or be it. If there's an area in your life where there's an impasse, the universe is telling you to use this as a time to reflect and redirect your energy in another way. Wisdom is knowing when to go back down, turn around, and then let it go. There are times in life to break through barriers, and there are times to change direction. There is an area in your life regarding relationships, business, finances, health, or your life path that needs to be evaluated. Perhaps a new route is needed. If you reach an impasse in your life, instead of protesting that it's unfair or unwarranted, change your course. Do it quickly and easily. Instead of focusing on what's not working, focus on what can work and what steps are needed to create a different outcome. This is a sign of a sage. The wise one views an obstacle, and if it's impassable, he immediately steps back and goes a different way. Therein dwells the sage's success. Whatever the obstacle in your life, you have learned what you needed to learn. Now back away and choose a different path. Your future self wants you to pick a different route. Maybe not a completely different one, but know that something in your life right now that you are so focused on is just pretty much an energy vampire. It's eating your energy and it's not getting you anywhere. It's time to redirect your energy. Maybe you don't have to fully give up on it, but it's time to redirect that energy. Let's see what are the most important months during this year for you. Months where something important is happening. There's an event or a lesson to learn. July, the upcoming July. We also have December. And I'll pull one more. November. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you got until the end of this reading, I want you guys to leave this burn fire emoji, because you guys are fire and you have to believe in yourself more. So leave the fire emoji in the comment section to let me and everyone else know that you chose group 2 and that you got until the end of this reading. Don't forget to leave a like under this video, subscribe guys if you haven't yet, join our tribe, and you can also book a personal reading with me if you would like that. The link is in the description box. But other than that, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Hi group 3, you guys chose this symbol up here. So let's take a look at what is the advice for you from the future you, from a year from now, from. Okay, so let's see what the future you would like you to know, what the future you would like you to hear. All right, so we have the 3 of Swords. I'm gonna pull a couple of cards and then we'll talk about it. I feel like it's going to make more sense. So the group 3, the future self of group 3. All right, so I think that the future you want to paint a story here and the timeline. What I'm seeing is some sort of heartbreak. Maybe you being in pain or struggling or feeling like someone stabbed your back. I feel like it could be your current energy. I think it is most likely your current energy, and if you're not going to resonate with this at all, I would recommend maybe choosing a different pile, but listen to another minute or two to see if this might be you. But I see a heartbreak and I see that this is like the beginning of the story. So I do think that this is you right now or recently. You might have went through some sort of heartache, heartbreak, maybe breakup, struggle that put a toll on your mental health. Right after we have the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is a card of victory, of success, of recognition. So I see that you're going to be put in a center of attention and people will recognize you for your skill and for the person that you are. In general, I see big victory, success coming your way in the very close future. And then we have the 10 of Wands reversed, which is a card of letting go of some things, dropping some things that were too heavy on our back, letting them go in order for you to move forward and progress more freely. So I see this as a timeline. I see that the future you want you to know that even though you might be going through this heartache situation right now with the 3 of Swords, there is some sort of blessing coming with the 6 of Wands, a success, a victory, a recognition. Could be in your career, in your personal life, in maybe other connections, but it's a big success. Maybe not the biggest success of your life, but it is still a big victory, something to celebrate later on with friends. And with this card, your future self wants you to know that it's gonna get so much easier than it is right now with the 3 of Swords. And I feel like if you guys don't resonate with this at all, if you feel like this is not your pile, listen to that intuition and go back to the group selection and try to maybe choose a different group. moving forward, we have the Temperance. So I feel like that is the advice here for you for right now to bring more balance into your life. This is a card of moderation. So try not to overdo or overindulge in anything. I think this also could be a message about your diet and your habits, your health, your wealth. So make sure to check how or do a reevaluation of your diet if you are eating only fast food, if you're not taking care of your body, or if you're like in a hardcore mode of dieting and you're not letting yourself loose a little bit. So try to find balance in this, in your diet, in your health, and in your workout routine, but also in your personal life, plus your career, your job, your work. So don't overwork, but also don't be too lazy. I know it's easier said than done. It's easy to say all of this, but it's much harder to apply. But the future self a year from now is asking you to try to keep the things in balance. Maybe you really want this achievement, this success, and you're pushing yourself extremely hard, and your future self is saying that there's no need for that. You just need to be in a right balance. Like, think about it. If you really want to achieve something and you're working extremely hard towards that goal, let's say you're working day and night, or you're working on it every single day, you do not have time to rest. If your mind is not rested, the messages, the inspiration, the motivation is not going to easily come to you. And because of that, or due to that, you're not going to be as effective at work or with your creative endeavors. Your future self is here to remind you that rest is also extremely important in order to bring these new inspiration, these new sparks into your life or into your mind so you can act on them later. So don't feel like you have to keep on pushing all the time. It's okay to take a break, and it's actually really good to take a break. But also another message from the Temperance. So the Temperance is a card number 14, and before 14 we have the 13th card, which is the card Death. And the Death is about transformation and a change that is happening, but it's also a really rough one. It's a rough transformation. It's something that most of the people are not ready for, but they need to be pushed to. It's either you making the decision to do it or the universe is pushing you. But either way, after this time of struggle with the Death card, here comes the Temperance, which brings more peace and harmony and tranquility into your life. So another message from your spirit guides, but also from your future self, just the fact that it's gonna get so much easier for you, that it's not going to be as tough as it is right now. You gotta trust, and you gotta remember about keeping your life in balance, about moderation. Let's see what else we have. The future self of group 3, what do they want them to know? The future self wants group 3 to let's see. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, so this is to me representing the fact that sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. And I feel like those of you that watch my channel, have been watching my channel for a while, know that I always say it with this card, because this is exactly what it is. Sometimes things are going our way. Sometimes we are at the top of the mountain, but then we fall down and we have to climb again. And with this card being in reverse, your future self is saying that things are gonna again get so much better, get so much easier. There are a lot of opportunities that feel like blessing that are coming your way throughout this entire year, and you're going to feel extremely lucky. So remember that in the times of doubt, or when you're struggling, when you're not feeling the greatest, because there's something incredible, an amazing opportunity that is coming your way. Another message, we have the 3 of Cups in reverse, and I'm going to pull one more for that for clarification. we have the 5 of Cups reversed. Okay, so you know what? I need one more. I kind of am getting the, yeah, all right. I'm getting the vibe. All right, so that's like, I have 2 different messages, but let's start with the general one. So this is friendship. This is your friends, friend circles. With this card being in reverse, it might mean gossip. It might mean that someone is not really your friend. With the Ace of Cups reversed, that's a confirmation for that. And with the 5 of Cups reversed, it's some sort of heartbreak again, or like disappointment, more like a disappointment. It's not as bad as the 3 of Swords here, because this is like a very emotional heartache. And with the 5 of Cups being reversed, it's when we are just sad about something, when we are disappointed. But with the 5 of Cups in reverse, it's good because it says that it's not going to be a major energy. It's something that you're going to kind of stop crying about after a while, but I see that it's happening. So to put it into, to summarize it, I see that your future self is saying that there is a friend right now around you that is not really your friend. And I feel like they're going to do something that will make you see that. So your future self is kind of getting you ready for that and saying that, you know, there's this person that might mess something up and, well, it's their bad. Your future self is seeing that with the 5 of Cups reversed, that this friendship wasn't worth it, that this friend wasn't worth it. And I think that your future self is not even that mad about it anymore, because your future self already moved on. But the message obviously is coming through because I feel like it didn't happen yet, and it might hurt a little bit. So it's like a friend doing something behind your back, might be gossiping, just not being honest with you, or just being a really bad friend. And I feel like you're going to get disappointed. It also could be a celebration that is cancelled. Not even delayed, but cancelled, or like you're not invited or something about that. There's some sort of disappointment with a friendship, with a friend, with a celebration, with a party, with an event where your friends are. Your friends are definitely included, or a friend is somehow connected to that. And another message I had is, if you guys are kind of maybe crushing on one of your friend or in love with one of your friend, well, I gotta say that your future self is saying that it's not going to work out, unfortunately. So, well, that's the tea. Let's see what else we have from the Oracle cards for you. Future self want group 3 to know that, let's see, never jump today. Promises that never come to be, empty words, not living in the now. All right, so the first message that I'm getting here is your future self want you to take your goals and what you say seriously, to not, to not say empty words, to keep your promises, maybe to not overpromise to some people if you feel like you will not be able for 100% to deliver. Again, keep the moderation. And we have not living in the now in this card. Okay, so your future self wants you to be more mindful and aware of the current moment. Enjoy the current moment. And live more in your present moment. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so we have also the right way. Learning to create what you desire. Okay, so your future self is telling you that it's okay if you right now are not fully sure maybe what you want to do next, or what path to take next. You are going to learn throughout the year what you want. And I'm not saying that your future self from 1 year from now has everything figured out, but definitely your future self from a year from now knows a little bit more than you know right now. And your future self is telling you that it's okay. Take time to figure your next steps out. You're not in a hurry. try out some new things if you feel drawn towards them, because right now you're learning to create what you desire. Let's read these two cards and see what it says in the guidebook for them. Okay, so for the right way, we have wanting to get through to the other side of the situation, a desire to work through a gateway or a life transition to become an insider rather than remaining in the periphery. Wanting to have an impact, to be included, to be a part of the activities and have an influence on the world. A willingness to learn step by step. Okay, so this was like a short summary, and now let's read the entire story. The frog footman really does get to the heart of things. When we're pondering how to make a life dream happen, or how we are to get in, through, or to the other side of whatever issue is facing us, we might wonder if we're meant to get in at all. I can fully resonate with this. We can spend a great deal of time pondering our destiny, wondering if something is meant for us, and sometimes giving it up to fate, proclaiming if it is meant to be, it is meant to be. Alice has a different approach. She doesn't ask if it's meant to be, she asks how it will be done. This practical approach may not seem so spiritual to some. Are we not meant to go with the flow and see where the life takes us? Here, Alice knows what must be done and sets us to discover how to achieve it. When this card comes to you, this is just what you must do. Do not wonder if something is meant for you or nor leave it in the hands of the gods. Instead, think of how it can be done. What practical steps can you take? How can you approach the problem in order to solve it? What action can be taken and what advice can you seek? There's always a way through to the other side. But passively waiting and waiting and waiting for it to simply swing open is not as powerful as actively figuring out the puzzle and discovering how you are to reach to the other side. So ask questions, seek advice, look again from a different angle, think of the how. Oh my god, I gotta tell you guys, group 3, this so resonated with me. This is something that I've been thinking lately about a lot, so I feel like this was also a message for me. Let's see the never jump today. Okay, so words are plentiful, but deeds are few. Thinking that the past and the future are better than the present, being attracted by promises of good times and abundance that may never be kept, boasting of plenty but never enjoying it in the moment. Manipulation and withholding. Demand results in the present and work towards satisfying your desires yourself. Don't buy what they are selling. So that's a summary. Let's read the story. When the White Queen makes her outrageous statement that jam is for tomorrow and for yesterday but never for today, Alice realizes that no one is ever to get any jam. When this card comes to you, what can it mean? Well, it is likely that someone is making promises that sound like there's a plenty on offer, when in fact it is extremely unlikely they will ever deliver and come through with all the wonderful things they are attracting you with. You see, when this card comes, someone is claiming they can do a lot of good for you, but whatever they are offering, a pay raise, a good time, or a commitment, is never meant to be. The promise is never ever delivered or enjoyed today. They exist on promises of a better future and the memories of a wonderful past, but they will never make good on their promises when it most counts, and that is today. Fortunately, Alice is not at all attracted by the offerings of the White Queen. She literally does not want the jam, so she cannot be manipulated. But those who do want the jam could be forever living in the hope that one day they will get the jam. The fact is, this will never ever happen. Listen to the person making you some rather wonderful promises or boasting about how much they can offer others. When will they deliver? Are they always talking about the past and planning for a wonderful future but struggling in the present? If so, it is the best to be like Alice and have no desire for promises which will never be fulfilled. Wow, that is powerful. I got this card, or I saw this card a little bit differently, and I feel like that is probably also going to resonate with you, but this message is powerful, and I feel like you should definitely take it to your heart. Maybe it has to do with that friend of yours. Okay, wow, all right. Let's see what else we have with other cards for group 3. What is the future self? What does the future self of group 3 want group 3 to know right now? So we have Journey by Moonlight, believe in magic. All right, believe that things can happen for you. Believe that blessings can shower your life. Just have fun, go slow, and take time. All right, so let's read these two, and then we'll pull some months, most important months for you guys when, like the months that you should pay attention to. Journey by Moonlight. Magic is all around you. Spiritual dimensions and mystical realms are only a thought away. The veil is thin right now between you and the realm of the fairies, elves, angels, and spirit guides. It's indeed a magical universe, and the key to opening doors to the realms is to trust. If you can't see, trust that you are being supported in mysterious and wondrous ways. All is not as it seems. Trust your intuition and those nudges from spirit, and believe. Maybe that's another, sign that you guys needed. All right, so the next card, Fogged In. Even if you can't see what's around the next quarter, go forward slowly and gently. You're safe. When you take the time to go slowly, new perceptions emerge that you can't see if you're moving fast. Move away from the rapid pace of everyday life and step into the majesty of stillness. Resist the impulse to go ahead with your first instinct. Take time to tune into your deeper intuition. Power is born in those times when you relax into the present moment. Great messages from your future self. Go slow, take time, take your time, guys. Really nicely connecting with the Temperance card. So let's see, what are the most important months for you guys that are coming during the next year? This is, of course, timeless reading, so whenever the next March for you is, the next September, and the next January. These are really important months for you guys. Pay attention to them, be more mindful, and especially apply the messages that you are getting in this reading to these months. Link them with these months. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped you. And if it did, well, leave a comment down below with the jam emoji. I wonder if we can find it, the jam emoji. Is there even a jam emoji? If there's no jam, maybe honey or something, because it reminded me of this card up here. But leave a comment down below. It lets me know that you got until the end of this reading, and you will see how many other people did as well. And if you would like to get a personal reading from me, you can book a session with me on my website, and the link to that is in the description box. And other than that, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, guys. It helps my channel a lot to grow, and I will see you in my next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.